It's the Mustang Insider Show.
All right, what's up, Cal Poly fans? Welcome to another edition of the Mustang Insider Podcast. I'm Chris Sylvester. We're talking all things Cal Poly athletics as we continue our spring sports preview. That's right, Diamond Sports coming up later this month. First, it's Cal Poly softball on the second weekend of February, and Cal Poly baseball gets started here at home against the Missouri Tigers, a big four-game set at Baggett Stadium to open the 2024 schedule. Before we get going and welcome in Jenny Condon, the Cal Poly softball coach, embarking on her 20th season at the helm of the program. As always, this podcast made possible by our friends at French Hospital Medical Center, award-winning, high-quality, safe medical care. Look, you can trust it, and it's just around the corner at French Hospital Medical Center, proud supporters of Cal Poly athletics. Learn more at dignityhealth.org/French Hospital. All right, Jenny Condon is with us, Cal Poly softball head coach, embarking on her 20th season at the helm. It's the 50th season of Cal Poly softball. Coach, appreciate you taking some time out of your schedule. I know things are really ramping up for you guys a week from opening day. Before we dive into your expectations for this 2024 season and what you're hoping to see from this group, I got to ask, 20 years, what are some of the best memories that come to mind in your 2 decades at the helm of this program?
Wow. There have been so many. I don't know. Obviously, winning the conference championships a couple times, that's been exciting, and going postseason. But any coach will tell you, and it's the truth, it's about the relationships, it's about the people that you meet along the way. We have fantastic support with our alumni. We've got such wonderful people in this program that support this program. So I think it's the relationships that we've built, to going to the weddings and seeing the babies born. And, one thing we're super excited about, my first player that I've coached, I get to coach her daughter next year.
Wow.
So that's kind of exciting too. So I guess that just means I've been around a long time, and, I'm grateful to still be here.
Well, some full circle moments for sure. And I think a lot of people don't understand that you're a coach, 24/7, 365, right? It's not just in between
Right.
lines. It's not just at practice. It's not just during games. Obviously, the impact goes beyond softball. And it's obviously a big takeaway for you in your 20 seasons here. You are the winningest coach in program history. And you look back on last season, you guys played a really difficult non-conference schedule a year ago. You won 19 games. What was the biggest focus for this program in the offseason among the returners and you guys as a staff, just kind of constructing this roster going into a new year?
We really have been focused on consistency. We only lost one player, so we've got everybody back. We've got 5 newcomers. We're, for the most part, pretty healthy. So just continuing to get better and better. We've worked a lot on our defense. We're definitely more solid defensively. Our pitching is stronger. We've got more experience. We've got Kate Judy back. She was gone last year with an injury. And I think offensively, we've seen some big strides from the returners. And so overall, really every aspect of our game has improved. So the biggest thing we've been working on is being consistent.
Yeah, the big storyline a year ago was that, hey, you guys only have one senior. So have you noticed maybe some of the underclassmen from last year or some of the juniors that are seniors now maybe taking on a different role at practice, a different role in the clubhouse with the rest of the team?
Yeah, we've the great thing is, whether you're a freshman or a senior or a super senior, as we call them, everybody's willing to listen if they have something to say. The respect that they have for one another has been really fun to see. And, some of those sophomores, we've got some good leadership. Mylena Garza's really stepped up her game. She and Ziara Diaz have really anchored that left side of the infield. And Jessica Clements in center field for us. I know she's technically a senior, but she's only a junior on the field for us. And then we've got the 3 super seniors, Ziara Diaz, Juju Sargent, and Kai Barrett. They're back for their 5th years. And we look for them to really bring great things this year for us.
Well, Cal Poly softball, I mean, the opening day is coming quick. Looking at a week from now, Friday, February 9th at the NorCal kickoff. And you guys will play a couple games on opening day. You'll take on San Jose State and Sacramento State. You get to this juncture where, you're counting down the days until you get to the season opener. What are the last minute things you're doing as a head coach to try and make sure that this team is as prepared as possible to just start racking and stacking those wins early in the season to build confidence for conference play later in the year?
We're just trying to get reps in, and with the rain coming, that's going to be a little bit more difficult, but we've been able to get some scrimmages in, and the inter squad scrimmages have been more competitive than ever before. We have a lot of depth. We've got 23 student athletes on the team this year, which is the biggest team we've ever carried. But they've challenged each other every day in practice, and the competition level has just gone up and up. And so we're just trying to keep getting in as many reps as we can, and really, letting them know that, we're ready to go, and we can't wait to play someone other than ourselves.
Yeah, especially at this juncture. I mean, you've played so many inter squads and you've done so
Yeah.
many drills with each other. It's going to be nice to all come together collectively as a group and compete against somebody that you don't care about as much. And so, look, I mean, the way the schedule shakes out, you play your first 23 games of the season away from San Luis Obispo. So how important are these first couple of weekends, right? I mean, obviously it's nice to win marquee games early in the year, but the reality of being in the Big West is it's hardly ever a 2-bid league. You know that the number one goal for this program is to win the Big West title, but with so many road games early, is there an extra emphasis on hitting the win column a lot to kind of get comfortable playing on the road, because even your first conference series is away from home?
Yeah, I think actually we have tended to do a pretty good job on the road. I like it because I know where they are, and I know I have a little bit more control over them. We get a great fan base support, especially from the parents, regardless of if we're home or away. So they get that. But the first couple weekends out, we're still gathering data, figuring out who's going to be able to play where, and who plays, who's got the best chemistry, pitchers and catchers, and who's getting it done in the circle, and really working on matchups and, again, building confidence. I think we've done a decent job with our schedule this year. It's not super competitive. And by competitive, I mean, top 10 teams, top
Right,
5 teams.
right.
We're
Yeah.
not hammering ourselves with that. It is really competitive, and I think with that we can have some success early in the season, which will help continue the confidence building throughout the season.
Yeah, that kind of brings me to my next bullet point. I mean, a lot of West Coast Conference, Mountain West programs on the schedule before you dip into conference play. Do you feel like those games, talent-wise, on the other side, are going to mirror what you see when the Big West schedule rolls around?
I think so. I think, everybody's got a good program. Everybody's been working hard in the off season. And at the end of the day, we're playing against the game. We're not necessarily playing against, the 200th team or the one team. If we continue to go out and get better and better and learn every time we step on the field, I think that we'll be prepared for Big West Conference play.
Coach, we mentioned you bring back the bulk of your production from last season's roster, only one departure and the 5 newcomers. You mentioned this is the biggest roster that you've carried in your 20 seasons at Cal Poly softball. Jessica Clements, what a terrific year she put together. 370 batting average. She returns. You mentioned Juju Sargent. She was second on the team in batting average last season. She's a real leader for your squad. She comes back. What is this offense capable of this season, and how confident are you in this group?
really confident in them. I think that we've added more power. We've got some freshmen that swing their sticks. Hopefully, we see some more home runs. I guess that's one of the benefits of playing on the road, since it's a tough home run shot at Bob Jansen Field. But we've got definitely more power. We've got a lot of speed on the bases, and like I said, the consistency, 1 through 9 in the lineup, and the opportunity to go to the bench at any time and have confidence to bring. We've got some depth in our hitting.
Coach, Bob Jansen, pitcher-friendly park, but I mean, you'd be hard-pressed to find a better-looking backdrop in college softball, right? I mean, that 20 years of the job, that hasn't gotten old, right?
It has not gotten old at all. Every day we come out, we're like, wow, we get to do this. This is our office. And you've been in my office, I think, and, I'm looking out at the hills and they're green, and, that's the blessing and the curse of the rain, but
Right.
There's no better place to play than at Bob Jansen Field.
No question about it. And obviously, mentioned the road heavy schedule to start, but we will get some good home series, including Santa Barbara. It's always good to get them here in San Luis Obispo, the third weekend of conference play before Riverside is here for the home opener in March. But you look at what you bring back in the circle. I know you mentioned the confidence in your bats and the hope to get a little more power generated from your offense this season. But Sophia's back, Paige is back, top 2 arms from last season return. What do you hope to see out of your pitchers in the circle this season, and where are you guys at depth wise? Like, how many arms are you trusting in high leverage situations, or at least hoping to trust in some of the higher leverage situations this year?
Yeah, I feel good about our pitching staff. Sophia continues to get stronger and stronger every time out, and Paige has been really successful for us. And then last year, we didn't have the use of Kate Judy very often. She came in at the end of the season. She was recovering from a surgery she had, and so she's at full strength now. So I think the 3 of them will carry a bulk of the load. Amy Ross will see some innings as well. We are going to be one arm short. We got a pitcher that's going to have a surgery in the next couple of weeks, so that's a bummer. But I think between Sophia and Kate and Paige, I think that we're going to be ready to see them throw a lot of innings.
Now, Coach, obviously a while until we get to the Big West, but what are your early impressions on the conference? I know you're focused on your group, but what are your thoughts on what this thing's going to look like once you get into the Big West in 2024?
I think there's a lot of parity. I think that there is a ton of talent. There's some good pitching, always good hitting teams. And I think 1 through 10, the teams are just getting better and better. And there's not that 1 or 2 top teams in the league that there have been in the last few years. So it's going to be anybody's to win. You just have to keep showing up and keep executing.
Jenny Condon embarking on year 20. It's the 50th year of Cal Poly softball, big anniversary season, and the Mustangs are very optimistic with the bulk of the production back from a season ago. It all starts February 9th up in Northern California, the NorCal kickoff, San Jose State, Sac State, doubleheader, double dip action on opening day to get it started. Coach, always appreciate you taking some time. Great to catch up with you. Good luck here in the early season, and look forward to chatting later once we dive into conference play.
Great. Thanks, Chris.
I mean, if you're not pumped for softball season after that, you got to get with it. It's right around the corner, about a week away. A lot of road games early for Cal Poly, but I think some of that optimism that Coach Condon has is very well put, because this is a group that's got a lot of experience. And this day and age of the transfer portal in college athletics, you don't often have teams with the continuity that this group has. And I think they're going to have a special 2024 season. So upcoming, we'll preview the baseball season to come with head coach Larry Lee, the longtime Mustang skipper. Has put together quite the non-conference schedule and a lot of those big-time series at home early in the season. We'll also keep our tabs on the wrestling team and Cal Poly men's and women's basketball as they play down the stretch of their regular seasons. As always, we invite you to subscribe here on the Cal Poly Athletics YouTube channel and stay locked for the next Mustang Insider podcast.
This has been the Mustang Insider Show. The preceding has been a Learfield's presentation on the Cal Poly Sports Network.